This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to vividtrainings.com. So, till the yesterday session, we have discussed about what is the stored procedure, what is a view, right? So, we have discussed T-SQL programming also. So, this is the T-SQL part, transact SQL, we can say. So, in this, we are going to be getting views, stored procedures, functions, and triggers. Okay. So, now the today's topic is about the user-defined function. So what is mean by user defined function? So what is the need? What are the different types of functions? What are the features of that particular function? So let us see. So we have seen this diagram. So the architecture, the client server architecture we have discussed in the before the stored procedures topic. So we know where to keep our code. So whether at client side or whether at a server side. So we know. So what are the need? What is the need of a function? So call the function as part of the select, insert, update, delete statement. So now tell me, view, we know the view, right? So how you are going to call the view? So you are going to call as part of select, insert, update, delete, right? You can read the data from a view by using select star from view name, right? So you can do insert for that view, you can do update, you can delete, right? The same way the function is also same. Okay, same it is going to be doing like it will if you are going to call the function as part of select, insert, update, delete statements. So apart from that, so we know the stored procedure, right? We know the stored procedure, what it will do, how we are going to call that stored procedure by writing execute the stored procedure name, right? But here we are going to be writing as select star from function name. So this is same as like a view. Okay, so do not want to change the state of table. So do not want to change the state of table, no insert, update, or delete. So we'll see about this point. So it will perform arithmetical operations on the given data. So there is some data, so on the data you are going to perform some kind of arithmetical operations. If you are going to create some view, so sorry, some functions, so by using these functions we are going to be doing on the particular data. So we are going to be looking, so to get the data using parameters. Okay, to get the data using parameters, so view does not support parameters, that we know, right? Views does not support parameters, but stored procedure can have parameters. In the same way, function is also going to have the parameters. Okay, so you can create some parameter input or output parameters. So you can call the stored procedure by passing the input or output parameters, right? So in the same way you can call function also by using select statement by passing the parameter value. That is what. So that is why so functions are called as parameterized views. Okay, so we'll look that point also. So so types of functions. So we have three different types of functions. Scalar valued function, and it is going to return the single value. That means, so if you are creating some kind of function means, so that function, that particular function is going to return the single value output. In the output you are going to be getting only single value. So that function you can call it as scalar value function. So programming cursors etc are allowed, so you can do all these things as like stored procedure. But view, it will have only select statement, that too single select statement, right? So that is what. So now inline function. So get date function and get balance function, some kind of functions also you can write inside the function. Okay, so this is about the scalar value function and inline functions. So inline functions means, so it will view the parameters. So only select statement supported, no programming is supported for the inline functions. So we are going to be seeing this example. uh, yeah, see the syntax. So the syntax for the function look like same look like stored procedure, right? So stored procedure, how we have the syntax. So create proc name, so input parameters we are going to provide. So here also create function name, we are going to create some kind of input or output parameters. So so it returning the data type, so it is going to it is showing you returns a data type. So in which data type you are going to get the data, in which data type you want the data. So that is the meaning of this. Okay, so for example, in the output I am getting data like br3 br4 br5 like this. The data is looking like this. So what is the data type over there? So if you mention that in varchar, okay, if you mention that in varchar the returning the data type, but the output you are getting as 1 2 3 4, so then it is going to show you some kind of issue. Why? Because here you are returning the data type to store the data in varchar, but number data is going to get, so that is not going to work. Clear? So that is not going to work. So that is very tough, okay, to understand to the SQL server. So whatever the programming we are writing, SQL server couldn't understand. So for example, returns data type varchar 20. If I return varchar 20 as begin, some some code we have written, when we execute this function, when we call this function, so what is going to happen here? You have provided varchar, but the output you are getting as 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 is the number, varchar is some, that is somewhat different, right? So that is why it is going to show some kind of error. So if you make, if you are getting the same kind of data, if you are giving the same char or varchar, then it is going to be showing you the correct output. So uh, let me create one small kind of function for you. Same guys, how you have created the view, the same thing it is created. Okay, so create, same kind of syntax, create function name user stored, okay, or else you can say you can say, you can call it as fn underscore abc. This is some kind of a function I have created. Same like stored procedure, we are going to pass some kind of input parameter. So that input parameter is brid. It is an integer, sorry, it is a what you can call character 3. Okay, something else I have given. This is the parameter. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to pass at the rate, right? Now as begin, okay, as begin and end. So you can write one comment, select star from account master table where brid is equals to at the rate brid. Okay, so this is what it is going to be giving you. I create function name brid addition, yeah. One second, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the wait. Okay. So, okay, fine. We are discussing regarding the function. So function syntax is create function, function name, input parameters. So we need to pass, or we need to give, we need to return what kind of amount, or what, sorry, what kind of data you are going to return in the output. So that data type you need to provide. So let's discuss about one of the examples. So let me remove this. So let me write functions. So so first, let me explain the scalar value function. Okay, so it returns the single value. So single value output, how it is going to provide means, so let's say scalar function. So create, okay, so function, so function name, so fn underscore, so let's say uh, get customer balance, some kind of thing. So I am taking some input parameters. So those input parameter, let me take at the rate acid integer. Customer balance they require, I mean, so whatever the account number we are passing, regarding to that account number, we need to get output. Okay, we need to get output. So So I am taking the input parameter as integer. So now here I am going to return, okay, returns the money data type. Okay, I am going to return the money data type as begin, end. So here I will write one code. So how to return the data type, how we are going to return the amount, how we are going to return the amount. So when you write like this, select star from account master table. Okay, so where ACID is equals to at the rate ACID, whatever the ACID we are passing while calling this function, that ACID will come here. It will execute this query. Scalar value function, it will provide you the single output. So the single output means we need to take only single column here. So what column I am telling, like I am getting the customer balance. Okay, customer balance I am getting means I am taking the clear balance over here. Okay, so this is what the okay thing we are going to be doing. So what is the issue? Select statement include within function cannot return data to the client, to a client. Select, okay, select clear balance from account master where ACID is equal to at the rate ACID. So let's see the see return scalar value or set of rows. So we need to write this return scalar value. So return scalar, what is the scalar value here? So what is the output you want to get it? So where you want to get it? So declare the variable first, declare, okay, at the rate balance, output is, sorry, data type is money. Okay, so what I'm doing, the balance, whatever the clear balance we are getting for the particular account id, whatever the account id we are passing for while calling the function, that balance is going to store into this variable. So we are going to returning this variable to see the data. Okay, we are going to return the, okay, we are going to return this kind of a variable. What is the variable? Balance is a variable, bal is a variable. So when you write like this, so when you declare, okay, so you have declared one variable, that is balance. In this variable you are passing whatever the data, whatever the balance we are getting for particular account number, that you are passing here. The data is passing into this variable and we are returning that variable so that it will create the function. So completed successfully. So now you can call this function. So call the function. So how you are going to call the function? So very simple, select, okay, select, you need to write like this, no star nothing. Okay, no star nothing. So simply you need to write select the function name. Okay, select the function name. So here in the bracket I need to pass whatever the variable you, oh, sorry, whatever the parameter we have, ACID. For example, ACID means 10005 something. Okay, when you execute this, it's not recognized as a function name. Why? Right, just now we have created, right, incorrect syntax, just now we have created. So let me write dbo dot function name. Now let me execute. Yes, see the balance, okay, the customer balance. So whatever the, okay, number ACID you will provide, that ACID it will take and it will okay, take the balance, and that balance it is going to store in this variable and you are returning that variable. So this is the returning the variable. Okay, so this is how the small thing we are going to work now. Okay, so the next one is inline function. So what inline function will do? Okay, so view with parameters. So you can view with you can view the data, whatever the data you want to view, you can view with the parameters. Okay, only select statement supported, no programming supported. So very simple thing, you are going to be returning a table here. Why? Because you can write, okay, only single statement select statement supported, not programming. So you cannot do any kind of programming, like you cannot declare the variables, okay, inside this function. You cannot do some kind of programming, so you are going to be returning a table for this. So let me show you that. So second one is inline function. So let me uh, create function name. So let's say fn underscore get branch wise customers. Okay, so I am going to be creating, so branch wise, so which branch you want to get the data, so that you can provide here. You can take one parameter as brid it is an, sorry, you can take it as character 3 or 4. Now as, okay, so what you need to do means you need to return any data type, right? So here we are going to return a table. Okay, here we are going to return a table. So as you can say mm, returns table as, so we can say you can return one table like this, bracket open close. In this you can write one kind of select statement, select star from account master table. Okay, so where brid is equals to @brid, whatever the parameter we have. Okay, so simply you can write go. So you are creating a one inline function. That inline function is going to returns the table data. Here you are returning only single data, right? So here you can return complete a table, how many columns you want. So one column, two columns, three columns, it is going to return the data in a table way. Okay, so this is what, okay, created successfully. So now I'm going to be doing what I'm going to be doing, call the function. So how we are going to call the function? So you can, so this is the table valued function, I mean inline function. So because of this inline function only, what I am going to be doing means I am going to be reading the data in the table format. That means select the star from, okay, so dbo dot beauty. Okay, so let me pass the parameter, so value, so the parameter value is br7 something. Okay, so now try to execute this. Now see, br7 customers who are there, those customers the data we got in the output. So this is the table output, am I right? So this is the inline function which is going to returns the table. Okay, which is going to returns the table. So the third one is, okay, multi-statement table valued function. So use for complex requirements. So this is going to be used for complex requirements. So programming cursors etc are allowed. So what I will do means the table valued function means we know that scalar function is going to return only one data type data, that is any one value. Inline function, it is going to return the table. So Let us understand about multi-statement table valued function. Okay, so this is going to be like, see, create function. Okay, create function. So the function name, let me write fn underscore get um, customer details. So let's say this example, some example. Okay, now let me, customer details means I am going to be using ACID is the parameter. So whatever the ACID will provide, that for that particular ACID data should come. Okay, so here I'm going to return the table. I'm going to be returning over direct creation of a table I'm doing here. The table variable I am going to be creating here. So this is how I'm going to be doing. Okay, so let's say ACID, let's say an integer. Okay, a name, let's say varchar 50 or 40. Okay, balance, can write like this, money data. Okay, so what I'm doing here, as, okay, let me begin and end. In this begin and end, I am going to be writing some kind of statements, DDL and DML statements. So insert into this table variable at the rate temp. Okay, so let me take like this columns ACID, comma, name, comma, balance. Okay, so I'm going to be taking from select star from, okay, account master table. So instead of star, I need to take ACID. Okay, name, clear balance, right? Where you need to write where ACID is equals to at the rate ACID. This is what we are going to be doing. So that means table valued function means you can create a table, okay, the table variable while returning. So once you returns the table, I mean creating the table is done, you can insert into that table by selecting some, so selecting some required information from the required table, and you can load. So when you execute this, the last statement included with the function must be return statement. So you need to write return, right? So yes, so here we are returning some table. Okay, so for here I'm returning the, okay, direct thing. Here also I need to return something, not try to execute it. Yes, is created. So now let me call the function select. It is also table data, so that is why I have written the select star from. So 10008. So let me execute this. See, ACID 10008, and the name of the ACID is customer is Dilip, and okay, balance is some kind of 60,000. Okay, so these are the things like okay, scalar value, inline, okay, table value. So most of the time we are going to be using inline functions, not also not this is table valued also. Only most of the time we are going to be creating the inline function. Okay, So that is what about the function. So let us discuss about some of the differences between view and stored procedure and function. Okay, these is the very important interview question, guys. Compulsory they will ask in an interview, what is the difference between view and stored procedure? What is the difference between stored procedure and function? What is the difference between what they will say? Okay, so let us take the notes, guys. Everybody take the notes. Let's say views. Okay, views, stored procedure. So what happened is stored procedures. Okay, and in the same way functions. So very important interview question, guys. This is okay. So now let us discuss one by one. Uh, okay. So let me take it to 40. So now, so view supports only single query. The first point. Okay. The view, the first point you can say, supports single query, right? And the stored procedure supports multiple queries. Am I right? So functions also, just now we have seen insert, update, insert and select, right? So it is also going to allow multiple queries. Okay. So now the next one, the second one. So let's say no insert, update, delete inside the view. Correct? Right? This is a black slash. Okay. So inside the view. Correct? No insert, update, delete inside the view. But in stored procedure, you can have whatever you want. Okay. SP stored procedure have insert, update, delete, select. Okay. So multiple selects also you can write. So here for the function, so for the function, no insert, update, delete inside the function. So that too, for which function, to which function we don't have, to which function we don't have insert, update, delete. So to which function means to this scalar value function. So we don't have any kind of okay insert, update, delete. So we can have insert, update, delete for this function, for this function also. Why? Because these are going to return the table, but here it is returning only single value. So that is very tough to understand to the SQL server where exactly the data is going to insert, to which data, to which table it is going to insert the exact data. So that is going to confuse. Okay, so that is why. So the default it is going to be explaining like this. So parameters, do you have parameters to this? So parameters, we don't have the parameters for the views, and for the stored procedures, we have Okay, yes, we have parameter. Here also we can say parameter. Yes, you have parameter. Okay, so uh, do you have programming for this? You can say many differences. So all these we have discussed. Programming, do you have programming? So no, we don't have any kind of programming inside the view. So here programming. Okay, programming, say yes, right? We can have the programming. So in a view, in a function also you can have yes, right? So fifth point is, do you have let's say, do you have a cache plan? Do you have a cache plan? No, no cache plan in this in view concept. Okay, but yes in a stored procedure, and yes in a function. For the functions also, okay, we have the cache plan, but for view we don't have any cache plan. Okay, so this is what. So view is slower. Why? Because every time it is going to run the query inside the view. So stored procedure is faster. Okay, and function is also faster as compared to, okay, view. Okay, so why? Because why these two are faster means, so for stored procedure and for function we have cache plan. So cache plan means, so the data, the stored procedure, whatever the thing it is going to be created, that is stored in the RAM. So from there we are going to get the data. So that is why this is very very faster. So calling a view. So how you are going to call a view? Select star from view. Am I right? So this is how we are going to be doing. Stored procedure, how you are going to call SP. So SP we are going to call exec SP name, right? So this is what. And for function we have many ways. Okay, so we have many ways. We can call select function name, right? And select star from blah blah blah. So this is also already we know, right? So these are the seven more than enough. These are seven. Okay, these seven are more than enough to understand. Okay, to understand the concept, or you can say to an interviewer. So these points are more than enough to discuss. Okay, so this is how the thing about the functions. Okay, so this is very small concept. So I'm so we have one more topic left, that is a trigger, that will take one more session to complete. So we'll discuss about this time is not sufficient to discuss about that. So if you have any questions, you are welcome guys. Thank you.